I have recently learned that success is not the key to happiness, but happiness is the key to success. And I have a little story to share with all of you that digs a little deeper into this point. So there are two best friends, Andrew and Billy, and they're both about to compete in the Special Olympics 100-yard dash. On the day of competition, they all line up on the starting line together. The gun is raised. 3, 2, 1. Shot, and Andrew takes off running as fast as he can ahead of all the other competitors. He's about to cross the finish line when he takes a look back to realize that his best friend Billy has just fallen and scraped his knee. He takes a moment to look at the finish line and to take a look at Billy and makes one of the most humbling choices that he could. He goes back to help up his best friend. Hand in hand, they walk to the finish line in dead last place, together. Andrew teaches us a very important lesson. He gives up society's viewpoint of success, first place, to do something that made him happy. Internally, it left him to be successful. So I have a very important question to ask all of you. What comes to mind when you hear the word success? Money, a good job, a happy family. All of us have different morals and goals in life, but one really common one is to be successful. There are 2 points when it comes to being successful. 1, defining what it means in our lives. Society tells us that money, fortune, beauty is what makes us successful and happy, but we must decide what success means in our own life because it means something to each and every one of us differently. Just like Andrew, we must decide what makes us happy so that we may become successful internally. Step 2, we must realize who drives our success. Skills USA does an amazing job in empowering the younger generations to come. A student that may not have had the opportunity to become as successful has this organization and 50 years of alumni standing behind him saying, yes, yes you can. 50 years with Skills USA and Champions at Work. So today we will be talking about a couple things. 1, how do we become successful? 2, how has Skills USA impacted my life thus far? And 3, how has Skills USA, with 50 years of Champions at Work, changed as an organization? So 1, how do we become successful? In Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Outliers, he states the 10,000-hour rule, basically saying that if you practice or work at something for 10,000 hours, you will become successful, or in our case, a champion. Skills USA does an amazing job at equipping the younger generations with real-life experiences, whether that be in culinary arts, automotive, agriculture, health occupations, whatever it may be. We get real-life experiences in our workforce that we can apply later on in life. Skills USA not only makes high schoolers that flourish, but also excel in the workforce after work. 50 years of Champions at Work. Now, 10,000 hours may seem a little excessive, but work ethic, perseverance, and grit are all great characteristics for every Skills USA member. So how has Skills USA impacted my life thus far? I'm involved in the culinary arts competition. It's 8 hours long in the Skills USA technical standards. 8 hours. That's a lot of cooking. But Skills USA has given me a real-life perspective of what culinary arts really is, and I am addicted. I serve tables at a fine dining restaurant at just the age of 18, and people realize my perspective and my honesty not to give up when things get hard. And all of that, my work ethic skills that I've gained, is because of the competition that Skills USA has. Skills USA has realized that competition is one of the best learning tools. When we get into our fear and weaknesses, we mess up. But when we mess up, we learn from trial and error, and we gain experience. Unlike our educational system that says we need to be perfect. No, it's the total opposite. We need to mess up so we can learn from our mistakes. In the words of Ralph Emerson, to be yourself in a world that tries so hard to make you something else is one of the greatest accomplishments of life. When people try to get me down by saying that I'm too young or that I don't have the experience, this quote lifts me up, especially with Skills USA and 11.6 million alumni behind me saying that I can be a champion whenever I set my heart to. So how has Skills USA as an organization changed over the last 50 years? Well, first of all, we have a chapter in every single state, as well as over 300,000 students currently enrolled. Ever since 1965 in that first boardroom meeting, we have 11.6 million members. Woo! 11.6 million members. Now, that's a lot of people, not to mention the networking opportunities that we have from the literally millions of people across the globe that came from where I stand right now. Now, we have to have a little courage to stand up for what we believe in Skils USA, to try and entice the future Skils USA members. We may look a little goofy in our red lobster suits, but hey, in 1965, in that first boardroom meeting, a very courageous man stood up in this red blazer when everyone had doubts if they wanted to start the Skils USA organization. He slapped his hands on the table and said, hey, are we going to have the courage to start this? So I say, let's have the courage to stand up for Skils USA, to extend a hand out to invite all the other future members. Just like Andrew, Skils USA has made me realize what makes me happiest most in my life. This last spring, when I was writing the speech to begin at graduation, I made up a little life motto that I'll continue to live by when I start to confuse my morals and my desires in life. And that is, success is never the key to happiness, but happiness is the key to success. Through the trials and relationships and experiences that I've grown and went through with Skils USA, that organization has turned into a key of success that will continue to open many doors of success in my future. Whatever I try to achieve, they will push me back. So I have a little courageous act, a challenge for all of you. When you ask people, what comes to mind when you think about the word success? Let's make them say, the organization of Skils USA.